here's my display all set up, and I'm going to go over every part of it just to give you an idea of my thought process behind it. So when you are setting up a vendor booth display, the first thing you need to determine is the size of the table you're going to be working with. So for the purposes of this video, I've decided to use a 5-foot table. That's a great size and very standard for a lot of vendor event booths. So the next thing to determine is a table covering. When putting on a table covering for a display, it's good to keep it nice and basic in a solid color. It's always helpful to throw in an accent color to give it a little extra pizzazz, but also to keep it very basic, because the colors of Perfectly Posh are pink and black. What I have done is I have started with a base black table covering, as you can see here. It's long enough to touch the floor, but also not too long that it drags and looks sloppy. On the center, I have placed a smaller pink table covering to accent the colors, just to give it a little pop. And I've placed that in the center so you could still see the black around the edges and in the front. The next thing I did was I looked at adding some elevation to my booth. So I have added a decorative box. This is just a basic box that I've picked up at a craft store, very convenient. Another thing I have is a centerpiece table stand, and so that's what this is here, and I've added a plate to it. I'll get to that in a little bit. Right here I have a tiered wire shelving, so that's going to give some elevation as well as adding some extra space to your table. And then also here I've added a box just to give a little more elevation in the back. From there, the next step, what I've done is I have added some trays and chargers. These are basic chargers. This is a silver one, this is a zebra stripe one. Very inexpensive way to dress up your table. I purchased those at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I've also seen them available at Target or Walmart. They're only $2 and a great way to section out your table and categorize the products. So here's a square one that I have, and then also this longer zebra stripe one as well. So from there, then I look at some extra things that I want to help display my items. Here I have some trifle dishes, mini trifle dishes that I've picked up at the store. Only $2, very inexpensive. And what I like to do with those is display my bar of soaps. So I have a whole bar soap here, and that is going to show the customers how big it is in the fragrance it is. And then I have cut up some chunks as well and placed them in the dish so they can get an idea of the smell and the feel of the bar soap. So I have each one of them displayed here and kind of laid out in a nice, neat fashion. And I also have the Snarky bar next to those, kind of off by itself. So then I kind of decide where I want to put the products. Here in the center, I have placed the facial items. This is the Look Natural line and the Pretty line. This is our young skin and young again skin is what I like to call it for our customers. And also threw in the serums and night cream and the diamond wash. So those are all nicely displayed in one section. And then below it, because I have some height there, I'm able to add a couple other things like the My Hero and the Pore Primer over here in this dish, and then the spotless wipes as well. And I always try to keep those in the same area of the table. And then in front of the facial items, I have the face masks, and they're all on one tray. And then to the right, I have the Skin Delicious. And here's another example of how I like to dress up some things. This is just a cheap little tray that I got at a store, and then I filled it with these decorative beads. Can be found in the floral section at any craft store or something. And then I have displayed our footsie line in there to make it look nice and give it a little extra sparkle. So then moving on to the skin sticks, I have this cute little clear tray that I purchased at a store. It was very inexpensive, less than $10, but it's a great way to stand up the skin sticks and also add the lip dyes and then the lip scrubs around it. And with the box of lip balms, I just set those next to the other lip products, and they can look at those and see that they're available as a 6-pack or also as individual flavors. And then behind that, I have the lip wands in order for people to test out the lip products. So then I have over here all of the scrubs in one area. I have those all on a tray here. And then I have over here the Posh Life line kind of featured on this box here, and I put that out all by itself in kind of an added extra category, so it's just kind of a nice way to display that. And then here on my 2-tiered rack, I have the hand creams. Those are all in the bottom here, and that's something that I often point out to people at vendor events, so I've put them there where I can grab them easily, whether I'm in front of the booth or behind it. And then I put the other hand items near the hand creams on the table. And then the top layer of the tiered shelf, I have put our Christmas line. The top tier is a great way to kind of showcase that line that we have available at certain times of year. I put in some decorative sparkly glitter styrofoam balls just to help dress it up a little bit, and then I have the items placed in there so you can see them. With the empty space that I had, I added a sign here behind the bar soaps. You can put any kind of sign you want. This one here, I can't take credit for creating it, but I did print it out. Somebody created it, and I printed it out, and it's a great way to display you know, always looking for help. And then my business cards, and always make sure you have out marketing materials such as catalogs and brochures for people to easily grab as they visit your booth and ask questions. So here is my basic vendor event table display. Sometimes it can look a little cluttered, but you always work with the space you have. And notice I haven't put every single product out. And if you don't have every product, don't worry about it. Just put what you have and always use the catalog as a reference. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope it was helpful and gave you some helpful tips on how to put together an attractive vendor booth table.